Hello and welcome. You're watching Business Today Television. I am Sakshi Batra and this is your favorite show, Daily Calls, a show that answers all your stock-related queries on the program. Well, the WhatsApp number is flashing on your screens. Start sending in all your questions so that we can get it answered by our top market experts joining in on the program shortly. You can also log in via our YouTube channel, YouTube Business Today. Go to the Daily Calls Live and send me your questions and I'll be happy to address that as well with our top guest. Let me now welcome Nilesh Jain, Head and Vice President of Technicals and Derivatives, and he is from Centrum Research, and all of you have been watching him all through 2025, and we are going to be having a special session on the outlook on 2026 as well with Nilesh. Warm welcome to you. Good afternoon to you, Nilesh. What's the sense that you have as we close in on 2025? How has the year gone by, and what are the lessons learned? What do you expect going forward in 2026 for investors?
Very good afternoon, Sakshi. Absolutely. This year was more sort of a volatile. In fact, if you see, we started with a slightly negative bias this year. In the month of January, we saw some bit of correction where for the first time after a long time, we have seen Nifty slip below its long-term 200-day moving average. And it has gone all the way to 22,200 kind of levels. But after March, we have seen the momentum picked up, and since then we have seen a constant formation of a higher term and a lower term, and it is likely to end on a positive note if you see on year basis, where Nifty jumped over 10% compared to its previous year. This has been almost 9-10 consecutive years of gains we have seen. So overall, this setup turns positive, and the Bank Nifty hit a new record high in this year. So that again looks stronger on the chart. There were instances where we saw some bit of structural breakdown as well, but somehow looks like a very good close for the year as of now for the Nifty, which is likely to close somewhere around 25,900 to 26,000 odd levels. So overall, for the coming year, we believe that Nifty should reach somewhere around 28,000 to 29,000. So that's a short to medium term target for the Nifty. And the structure, as mentioned, has turned positive, where the 200-day long-term moving average, which is currently placed somewhere around 25,000. So that is likely to act as a major support. Buy and decline should be the strategy. We have seen the VIX volatility index reach all-time lowest level, somewhere around 9.1. That was the recent low that we saw. So that is again giving more confidence to the bulls. So overall setup looks positive. Sector specific moves, something that one should focus on. We are slightly bullish on metal space, so that could be one sector specifically we may see outperforming in the year 2026 as well.
Fair point. Let's also start taking some questions from our viewers then. They've been waiting by to find out what should they be doing on your stocks then, Nilesh. The first question we have is from Devanshu Prabhu. He's from Mumbai. He says, I'm a regular viewer of Business Today. Welcome to you, Devanshu. He says, I've bought Arcade Developers at 206. What's the outlook on this one? Should I hold it or should I exit it? And if I continue to hold, what will be the target that I can expect on this one?
Could you please repeat the name of the stock?
Arcade Developers. 206 is what he bought at. Let me also pull up the share for our viewers to see. It's in front of you. 135 right now. So it's right below his level.
Right. So Arcade Developer, if you see last 1 year, the counter has been in a downtrend. It has faced resistance somewhere around 209, and since then it is constantly going down. So structure-wise, still looking weak. And if at all it breaks below 129, then it will be considered as a major breakdown. Then probably it can move towards 120 to 100 as well. So one needs to be cautious in this particular counter. If somebody has already bought into this, then keep a strict stop loss at 129, exit below 129, and if at all you get any pullback towards 145 to 150, I would advise to review it again, because the structure is looking weak. So sell on dice kind of strategy should be deployed. But if you want to stay put, then keep a strict stop loss at 129.
Okay, got that. Let's take the next question then. We have Momita from Kolkata writing in. Hi Sakshi, I have Vedanta. I'm in 34% profit right now. Should I book my profits now or should I wait for the demerger to take place? That's a tough one. What exactly is the view that you would have, Nilesh here?
If you look at Vedanta, this particular counter has given a good run up, and in this month it's already up 15.5%. And in this year, 2025 so far, it is already up close to 45%. So I would advise to keep booking profit at the high levels. We have seen a good run up post demerger. You have to pick the entities where you see good numbers and good momentum. But as of now, looking at the setup, although we are remain bullish on the metal space as a whole, we are also bullish on Hindustan Zinc, Vedanta. But buy and decline should be the strategy since we have already seen a good run up. I would advise to wait for some meaningful decline. Then probably these are the stocks which can be bought again.
Okay, let's take the next question that we have again from our WhatsApp. Vishwa Gowda from Bangalore says, Sir, I have a question on KPIT Tech. Is it the right time to buy the stock now? I want to invest 3 lakh rupees in these shares. How would you advise this one?
See, if the view is for longer term time frame, let's say if you are looking for 1 year plus kind of time frame, that yes, IT stock is something that we remain bullish. This particular counter specifically, if you can wait for some more time, if it breaks about 1270, then you will get a first level of confirmation of a short term bottom in this particular counter. Then probably we can expect a move towards 1500 to 1600. But yes, having said that, for a positional view, I think one can go long in this particular counter, but buy in multiple tranches. It has a very strong support at 1120. That should be your immediate stop loss for the long positions. And a positional target can be seen somewhere around 1500 to 1600. That's 6 to 8 months kind of time frame.
Okay, next we have a question from Jnanesh. He's from Qatar and he says, I've been holding Yes Bank shares from 2019. About 1000 shares is what I have. I want to know when will the shares recover? Well, that's $1 million question. A stock that has actually been waiting to come out of its underperformance, of course, led by the huge financial crisis that the group had faced, back in history. Now, of course, the stock came back into focus this year because of the Japanese companies looking to take a stake and, probably, look at changing the fortunes, but the stock price hasn't reflected as much an uptick yet. So we'll have to find out whether there is scope here. So for people who have been holding on for a long time now, what is your advice here?
Right, Sakshi. So in the year 2018, 2019, where we saw this counter moved all the way to 350 to 400 kind of levels. But since then, we have seen a sharp decline that came later part of the 18 and 19 as well as in the year 2020 as well. So those 2.5 years, we have seen a sharp decline all the way to the levels of double digit kind of levels we have seen in this particular counter. But now we are witnessing some bit of a time wise correction where the counter is moving sideways from past almost 5 years now. There are no signs of any sort of strong rebound as of now. So we believe this consolidation is likely to continue. And on the upside, it has multiple resistances. As of now, immediate resistance placed at 25, followed by 35 and 40. So if somebody can stay put for next 2 to 3 year kind of time frame, then quite possible that stock may move towards 50 to 80 or maybe 100 kind of levels on the upside. But as of now, we may not see any V-shaped kind of recovery. Since you have already bought into very high prices, you are holding since a long time. I would suggest to keep a stop loss now, which is coming somewhere around 14 rupees. So that should be the stop loss for the long position. And for a longer term time frame, I think there is no option to stay put in this particular counter for some more time.
Okay. Next we have Archana writing in on our YouTube says, Hi Sakshi, good afternoon. Good afternoon to you as well, Archana. I have 60 units of India glycols, she says, at the rate of 450. She says, should I book my profit or hold on? I don't have a problem to stay on for the next 3 years as well.
Very good counter. First of all, this particular stock, you have already bought it at a very low price, and this counter has been trading in a high top and high bottom formation since a long time. So the recent correction, in fact, is likely to find support somewhere around 900. That's a very strong support. Keeping in mind that time horizon is more than 2 or 3 year, I think one should stay put, keep a stop loss now at 900. That should be the trailing stop loss for the long position. I believe we can expect a gradual move towards 1600 to 2000 over the period. So stay put is the advice, but keep a strict stop loss in order to protect your capital as well as the profit that one is making. So 900 should be the stop loss.
Okay, got that. Next, we have a question from Priya, and she says, I own 150 shares of Asian Paints at 2,480. I want to know, with the steady decorative demand and rural pickup, is Asian Paints a good play for next 2 years? How would you advise on this one? It has had a tough period over the last 1.5 years odd, but in the last couple of months, there has been some recovery.
Well, Sakshi, if you see, the counter has not given any return in last 4 5 years. It was somewhere around 2500 in the year 2020, and still it is somewhere near those levels as well. So as of now, looking at the kind of a consolidation we are witnessing, looks like it may take another year of consolidation to continue. And on the upside, it has multiple resistances. Immediate resistance that we saw recently, the counter phase that was at 3000. So it is important that counter should take out 3000 levels on the upside, then probably we can expect 3300 to 3500. But giving the broader perspective, I believe it should gradually move higher towards 3500 to 4000 as well in next 1.5 year. But for that, you need to give some more time, because as of now we are witnessing some bit of time-wise correction. It's kind of consolidation, you can say, and it is going to stay for some more time.
Next, we have a question from one of our viewers. That's Satya. He says, I want to know about office space solutions. So, office space has actually fallen quite a bit, and he wants to know what exactly should he be looking at. Is this a good stock to accumulate at this point in time? So maybe from the IPO time, of course, it does not have a very huge history for you, Nilesh, but from the IPO time till now, there has been some weakness. What do you see now?
Absolutely. In fact, in last 1 year, the counter has corrected all the way from 900 to currently 480. The trend is looking weak. The counter is constantly facing resistance on the pullbacks. And 600 now is the important resistance, that is 200 a long-term moving average. So sell on rise kind of a structure, not advisable to take any contraband at current level. And if somebody has already bought into this particular stock, then now keep a strict stop loss at 460. If it break below that particular mark, then there are high possibility of stock making a new record low as well below 380 to 360. So one needs to be cautious in this particular counter as long as it trades below 550, and one can stay put keeping a stop loss below 460 if bought it from a longer term perspective.
Next, we have a question from our viewer, and this is Aarti Jain. Okay, she says, I have 400 shares of Servotech Power at the rate of 105. What can be the target that I can expect? Do you track this stock, Servotech Power?
Sakshi, I do not track this particular counter.
Okay, let's look at the next question then. This one is from Prabhat Singh. He wants to know about Axis Bank. He says, I have Axis Bank shares at 1223. What is the next 2 month target that I can expect? So it's a short term trading target.
First of all, one needs to keep a stop loss at 1165, because that's a very strong support for Axis Bank. Next 2 months time frame, I believe the stock may test the levels of 1300 kind of levels on the upside. But before that, it is quite possible that stock may witness some bit of correction towards 1180 or 1150 as well. That's the reason, if bought it purely from a trading perspective, then keep a stop loss at 1165. And there are possibility of some bit of volatility in this particular counter, but overall the structure looks positive from a positional perspective of 2 months time frame. 1300 plus kind of levels can be seen.
Okay, next Tapan from Kolkata says, are there any buy signals for a fresh entry in Coforge for long term?
As of now, there are no clear signs of any sort of a reversal in this particular counter. It is trading at a very crucial level, which is placed at 1670. That's the long-term 200-day moving average for this particular counter. Today, we are witnessing some bit of volume attraction coming in and some bit of rebound as well from the lower level. But I would rather wait for a breakout above 1725. That will give me first level of a confirmation where it will negate the formation of a lower highs and lower low. But for that, it needs to break above 1725. Then one can go long, keeping a stop loss below 1660, and there are high possibility of a pullback move after that. But as of now, at current level, one should wait and watch.
Okay, got that. I hope that this has helped you out in understanding a clear strategy there. One more banking stock query that we have is from Meera. This one is on HDFC Bank, and she says, I have 300 shares of HDFC Bank at 995. She also has a query on the PSU Bank, State Bank of India. Here she has a position at 955. She wants to know from you, interesting question there, Nilesh, that should she look at diversifying her banking or maybe even beyond banking as well? Should she look forward to adding more stocks or just stay bullish on the banks, both private and PSUs?
Sakshi, first of all, the horizon should be little positional for the year 2026. I would talk about that. For next 1 year, the momentum is likely to remain in the banking space and NBFCs as well. So we are bullish on financial as a whole. But as far as HDFC Bank is concerned, it is index heavyweight counter. You may not see that kind of quick return in this particular counter because it's a heavyweight. You can expect a gradual momentum, and it's a large cap. Obviously, then you can expect a CAGR return of close to 12 to 15%, or maybe 18% kind of return you can expect over the years. But having said that, I believe one should stay invested in HDFC Bank as well as SBI both. For SBI, for the year 2026, I think the upside potential is quite open for 1300 plus. So around 20 to 30% kind of return can be seen in SBI. But at present, since we are witnessing some bit of selling pressure across all the sectors, so a high possibility of some bit of corrections coming in SBI and HDFC, both the counters. So use that corrections to average out your position because both have a very high quality and both are good counters to be in your portfolio from a longer term perspective.
Okay. Next, let's go to another question. Mirza Yamin from Riyadh wants to know about MMTC from you, Nilesh. He says, I have this stock at 49. What would you advise?
Very good setup in MMTC. Back to back for the second consecutive session, we have seen a sharp spurt. In fact, in last 5-6 consecutive session, we have seen a strong rebound coming in. Bought it at a lower price. I think you should keep a stick stop loss now at 65. That's the revised trailing stop loss for your long position. And on the upside, if it breaks above 72 again, then we can expect a follow-up move towards 80 to 85 as well. So high possibility of a follow-up on the upside to continue. But for that, keep a stick stop loss in order to protect your capital as well as appreciation. At 65 should be a stop loss.
Okay. Next, we have a question on IOC from James. He says, can you please tell me an overview on IOC as to how the chart is looking at right now?
A very good setup, but again, time horizon should be little positional. Next 6 to 8 months kind of time frame, I believe. HPBP, IOC, all these three OMC stocks are looking positive on the chart. I'm just waiting for a multi-year breakout to come in that is placed as 168. If it breaks that 168 barrier, then target on the upside will open up for 200 plus. But a very good dividend yield again in this particular stock. So fundamental as well as technical front, I think if somebody is buying from a positional perspective, it's a good bet. From a technical perspective, if somebody is looking to buy from a trading perspective, then keep a stop loss at 155 and upside, as mentioned, a break above 168 will give confirmation for a follow-up move towards 175 to 200.
Okay. Next we have Shomalia writing in. He's from Kolkata. He says, Nileshi, I have 6 lots of Nifty. For 6 January expiry, a 26,100 call option at 94. What should I do? Should I hold for BTST or not?
Well, BTST may not be a good idea because if you see last three consecutive sessions, including today, we are witnessing selling at the high levels, and tomorrow we have a monthly fin expiry as well. So high possibility of a follow up move on the lower side to continue on the back of volatility as well. So there are a possibility of your premium will decay, and that will have an adverse effect on your current holding. So overall, looking at the setup, I believe this week may be a week of a consolidation where Nifty is likely to oscillate in the range of 25,800 to 26,200. That's the broader 400 point range for the Nifty. But as mentioned, tomorrow's expiry, it is important to see how it plays out. The index as of now is not looking that promising for any sort of possibility of a V-shaped recovery. But I would advise to keep a stop loss in the underlying. If Nifty breaks below 25,900, then you should exit from your long position.
Okay, let's take the next one. And this one is from one of our viewers, and this question is on Nesco. The question is from again one of our viewers on our YouTube, but we don't have the name. What is the outlook on Nesco that you would have?
Well, I think short-term structure is looking slightly on a weaker side because the counter is constantly forming a lower top and lower top formation, and it is also on the verge of a breakdown at 1190. Specifically, this particular level is very important. That's the long-term 200-day moving average. If it breaks that particular level on the lower side, then we may see a follow-up towards 1120 to 1100 as well. So as of now, there are no clear trends, so not advisable to buy at present level. But yes, from a positional perspective of next 1 year plus kind of time frame, if at all you get any dip towards 1100 or 1000, that can be a good entry point because long-term structure is looking positive and a buy and decline should be the strategy.
Okay, Shalini says, sir, I have ITC shares at 455. I have mainly taken this position for dividend play. What is your thought?
Stay invested. Dividend play is likely to play out for a positional perspective as well. There may not be any cap out at 75. That should be a stop loss. If at all it falls in the range of 78 to 80, that can be a good entry point.
Okay, got that. One more question that we have is on Adani Power from one of our viewers, Yogi. He says 149 पर 425 shares buy हैं. क्या करना चाहिए? क्या होल्ड कर सकते हैं शेयर को आगे?
Well, देखिए अडानी ग्रुप में the only couple of stocks that we are liking is Adani Port and Adani Enterprise. Rest all are highly volatile. Adani Power का structure अभी इतना अच्छा नहीं लग रहा है, but it has a very strong support at 135. अगर 135 break करता है, then you should exit from your long position because उसके बाद chances है कि 125 से 120 तक भी एक counter फिसल सकता है. On the contrary, on the upside, if it breaks above 146, so वहां पर थोड़ा सा पॉजिटिव सेंटीमेंट फिर से बनता हुआ नजर आएगा. बट एज ऑफ नाउ आपको अगर इस पोजीशन में बने रहना है, देन कीप अ स्टॉप लॉस एट 135. 146 का ब्रेकआउट का इंतजार कीजिए, उसके बाद 150 से 160 तक का मूव हमें देखने को मिल सकता है.
Okay, got that. All right, towards the end, Nilesh, let's understand from you your top stock ideas for 2026.
Absolutely. So first of all, the stock that we are liking is Tata Consumer. So that's again a positional idea. Reason being, if you see last 2 years now, entire 2024, entire 2025, the counter has not given any return. It has basically consolidated in a very tight range. Now, given the recent development that we have seen both on technical as well as on derivative front, the counter looks like heading towards a new record high. So for the year 2026, I believe Tata Consumer may potentially move towards 1500 plus. As of now, it's trading somewhere 1195 to 1197. So one can keep a stop loss at 1060 and can go long at present level as well as on declines. Position target comes somewhere around 1500 to 1700. Another stock that we are liking is Rallies India. That's again a purely trading technical play. And from a short-term perspective, keeping a stop loss below 260, in fact, rather 265 should be the stop loss, and 300 plus kind of target can be seen on the back of a pullback. So this is merely a pullback trade from a short-term trading perspective. And for the year 2026, Tata Consumer could be a good bet.
Okay, fair point. All right, Nilesh, thank you so much then for being with us on the program. And here's wishing you the warmest wishes for the new year 2026, and may it turn out to be the best one yet for you, for your loved ones, and everybody at your client's end as well. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you, Sakshi. Wish you the same. Wish you all the viewers as well a very happy new year.
All right, viewers, 25,972. So we've again slipped below that 26,000 mark. Remember, we started off by saying that this is going to be, day when we will test whether 26,000 will stay put towards the end of the session or not. All right, viewers, we will wrap it up on that note as far as daily calls is concerned. But do stay tuned with us on to Business Today Television. Coming up next, more market coverage for you, and of course the year enders that continue as well.